somebody came to the Rebbe. His name was Gabriel Aram. He was writing an article about the Rebbe in Lifestyles magazine in honor of the Rebbe's 90th birthday.
Gabriel Aram in Toronto is the publisher of the journal.
And in the occasion of your 90th birthday, we are publishing a special issue of the magazine, and the special article about your life will be written by Rabbi Adin Steinsaltz in your honor.
Came to the Rebbe in the dollar line and asked the Rebbe, what's the Rebbe's statement? He wanted to include it in the article. What's the Rebbe's message in honor of his upcoming 90th birthday?
If I may ask you a simple question, Rebbe, on the occasion of your 90th birthday, what is your message to the world?
And the Rebbe says that 90 is Tzaddik, which means that every Jew can be a Tzaddik.
90, that means Tzaddik. And that is a direct indication for every Jew to become a real Tzaddik.
By the way, I don't know if I should tell you the next line. Gabriel Aram asked the Rebbe, he was stunned by that, but he says, what's the Rebbe's message for the whole world?
It's your message to the general world, not just the Jewish world, but the world in general.
Because it wasn't even a Jewish magazine. Lifestyles isn't a Jewish magazine. So what's the Rebbe's message to non-Jews? And the Rebbe says, same thing, that through their 7 Noachide laws, every human being can be a tzaddik.
That is the same thing that's about the 7 Noachide laws.
That was the last dollars. That was the day before the Rebbe's stroke. So this was the message that the Rebbe left to us, was that each and every one of us can be the tzaddik. And what is the tzaddik? The tzaddik is the one, like the Rebbe, who sees the greatness and the godliness and the infinity in everybody else. And that means that we need to see others in this same light. And if that's a little bit scary to start looking at everybody like this, at least just start with your own kids. Assume the best about them. Assume that their motives are pure. After all, they don't just have a neshama, they are a neshama. And what does a neshama want other than to do good things? And we don't have to repress our children's personalities. We need to develop their personalities, because at the end of the day, the more we can reveal in them, the more we can bring out, the more we're giving to God. The old model was breaking and repressing and fitting people into a tight box. And maybe that had a place. Maybe that was necessary. I can't judge. I wasn't there. Maybe when the Ra was so intense and so strong, we needed to be that rigid and we needed to be that tough in order to survive through centuries of exile. But Mashiach is coming, and it's time to really lead and to really guide and to really demand greatness from our children. And the way that we do that is by thinking well of them and loving them and showing them that we care about their well-being before we think about our own concerns. Like I said, it's a new way of parenting. It's a new way of leading. And we haven't mastered it yet. We're going through growing pains. I mean, really, I could be talking about the whole world right now. Everything I'm saying it about Crown Heights. But really, this applies to the entire world right now. We're trying to figure this out. We realized that you can't crush people. But we haven't yet gotten good. You understand what I'm saying when I say we haven't yet gotten good at what you do instead of crushing? We don't crush people anymore because it doesn't work. It doesn't work. But what do you do instead of crushing? What you do instead is you believe in people. You really think well of them. You tell them how well you think of them. You trust them. You create more possibilities for them, not less. You bring out more of their personality, not less. And then what happens is you have disciples, people who you've trained so well that you can leave the room and they're going to continue to behave because they're not doing it based on fear. They're not doing it because you force them to do something against their will. They're doing it because you successfully installed a moral compass into them. If our children will only behave when we're watching them and when they're afraid of repercussions, we haven't taught them anything. Well, let me correct that. We taught them one thing. We taught them how to get good at not getting caught. Hey, this is Shais Taub. You were just watching a clip from this class. If you want to get the full context, the full class that this clip that you just watched was from, you watch right here. Click right here. Here.